All right, let's talk about failure. But we're not just going to talk about what it is. We're going to dig into how it feels, and more importantly, how we can totally transform our relationship with it, how we can turn one of our biggest fears into, believe it or not, our greatest source of wisdom. You know the one, that immediate gut-wrenching drop when you realize you messed up. Doesn't matter if it's big or small, that feeling is universal. It's this awful cocktail of regret and embarrassment and just anxiety. But have you ever really stopped to ask yourself why? I mean, think about it. An error is just an outcome that didn't match what you intended. That's it. So why does it carry such a massive emotional weight? That's the real question we're going to unpack today. So it really all starts with this fundamental misunderstanding. See, we've kind of been taught to blur the lines between what we do and who we are. And that confusion, that's the real source of our fear. Okay, this is the crucial difference right here. A mistake is an action. It's something you did. It's external. It happened. Shame, on the other hand, is that deeply painful feeling that you yourself are flawed. That's all internal. We take this external thing that happened and we pull it inside and make it a verdict on our own identity. We stop thinking I did something bad and we start believing I am bad. And this internal mix-up, well, it has huge external consequences. It fuels this really powerful fear, not of the mistake itself, but of how that mistake is going to make us look to other people. And that leads to this really costly pattern of just avoidance. This becomes like the dominant pattern in our lives. We get so terrified of being judged, of looking incompetent or foolish, that our main goal just becomes avoiding failure at all costs. Seriously, we'd rather do nothing at all than risk doing something wrong. And the price we pay for this is huge. We end up playing it safe, never really pushing our boundaries. We miss out on incredible opportunities because they just feel too risky. We totally stifle our own creativity. I mean, innovation requires experimentation and, yeah, failure. But maybe worst of all, we never truly learn because we're too scared to make the very mistakes that teach us the most. But what if there's another way? What if we could completely reframe this whole dynamic? This is the turning point, right? This is where we stop seeing setbacks as some kind of judgment on us, and we start seeing them as an invitation. This one shift in perspective, it changes everything. Think about it. An enemy is something you have to defeat or avoid, right? But a teacher is someone you listen to, someone you learn from. The moment we start seeing failure as our teacher, the whole experience is transformed. And this whole practice, it actually has a name, resilience. And it's not about being tough or burying your emotions. Nope. It's the active, intentional process of engaging with our setbacks, learning from them, and then using that knowledge to get back up, not just as we were, but a little bit wiser each and every time. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we build this resilience muscle? Well, it turns out there's a really simple, practical framework that any of us can use. Let's break it down. First step, experience. This just means you let yourself feel the disappointment, but you don't attach any judgment to it. You just acknowledge what happened. That's it. Second, extract. This is where you get curious. You ask that all-important question. Okay, what's the lesson for me here? You're looking for the data, the insight. And third step, evolve. This is the most important part. You take that lesson and you consciously apply it to your next attempt. You actually change your behavior based on what you just learned. Experience, extract, evolve. You can think of it as the wisdom loop. It's a process of continuous improvement that's literally powered by the very things we used to run away from. This isn't just a coping mechanism. It's a powerful strategy for growth. It's the art of rising wiser. So I'll leave you with this thought. Instead of asking how you can avoid failure, maybe ask yourself a different question. A question that flips fear into curiosity and turns shame into an opportunity. What beautiful mistake, full of valuable lessons, will you have the courage to make next?